Welcome, everybody, to the final score. I'm your host, Nicholas Marcinov, and today I am joined by some of my best friends. We have Chris. He's a Dolphins fan. Say hello, Chris.
What's up, guys? It's the Dolphins fan again.
And his arch rival is a Patriots fan, Tanner. What's up?
What's good, everybody?
And my man, DJ, who is a Raiders fan. I'm knocking on wood because I'm always with him. DJ, what's up?
Hear that, everybody? Raiders all day, baby.
Hey. So once again tonight, we are missing my little brother, Ben. He's a Vikings fan, but he's doing something for college, so it's very important. Love you, Ben. Supporting you, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rankings. So if you are new to the show, what we are doing is a prediction warfare type of deal. Where we're making predictions, and at the end of the Super Bowl, whoever has the best record will win a jersey. And right now, I'm currently in first place with a record of 124 and 60 something. Can somebody read that just really quick?
124 and 68.
Thank you. And then in second place is Ben. So if you have been following, Ben has been in last place for all season, and it wasn't until just a couple of weeks ago where he's just skyrocketed to second place. He was tied with Chris for 2 weeks for second place. Now he's officially second place at 122 and 70. Chris is in third place at 121 and 71, followed by DJ at 117 and 75, and Tanner at 116.76. It's still anybody's game, and I really want to give away that jersey. So what are your guys' initial thoughts right now?
Don't listen to your boss when picking picks.
I had a good week last week. I'm going to have a good one this week. Hopefully, let's see. I'm closing that gap, bro. It's only 8 games. Only 8 games from first to last. That's the gap. It's real close.
Honestly, at this point right now, I feel like my pick'em patterns have resembled the play of the Raiders. At first, I was really hot. I came out first week, beat the Panthers. Second week, beat the Saints. And then, second and third week going up and down a little bit. And then these past 2 weeks, same thing, like the Raiders, got blown out by the Falcons. And then almost lost. I barely got that one win to break even or to go over the break-even point this week, just like the Raiders against the Jets. And, man, it's not looking good for me.
Oh, man. Well, luckily you did win because that keeps you in the playoff talking point. But let's just go ahead and get into it. What do you guys say?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and start off with the Thursday night game. It's going to be the 6-6 New England Patriots heading on over to LA to take on the 8-4 Rams. And funny enough, since the Patriots played the Chargers last week, they didn't have to travel for this game. It's the Rams who have to travel more than the Patriots. But Tanner, break it down for us, man.
This next game is going to be interesting. So Patriots came off a freaking cakewalk, bro. 45 and zip against the Chargers. I know Chargers are butthurt, but I mean, hey, I think we can all agree that we knew the Patriots were going to win last week, but we didn't think it was going to be a shutout and a blowout. So that's exciting to see. Bills, they played well. 34-24 against San Francisco 49ers are surprising me every week as they do play. They do a lot better expectations than I thought for this game, though. We got the Patriots so looking outside in on the playoffs, and playing against the Rams this week, in all honesty, does not help that picture of making playoffs, unfortunately. However, though, in future weeks, hopefully we can make it up. And I'm going to talk about playoffs going on right now. I'm out of playoffs for all of my fantasy leagues, so I hope that doesn't transition to my boys down in New England. However, Rams are favored to win 66%, over 30% on this game. You have Cam Newton. He's actually questionable right now, marked questionable, but I feel like he's going to play because just because he's got a mandate to play. Julian Edelman, my boy right here, wearing his jersey, he is out for even longer, as people are saying, with source of Cam Newton. So we got to see about that. But as far as Rams looking healthy, everything's looking good. But if I want that jersey, I'm going to pick the Rams.
Ooh, I can respect that. DJ.
I definitely respect everything that the Patriots have been doing the past couple weeks. Defense has been showing up, going ham. Shutting out the Chargers, which I mean, hey, let's face it, Herbert and company. They've been putting up points, and a lot of the games have come down to the wire. For the Patriots to step up and shut out a team that is promising on the offensive side. At least for throughout the season they've been, and to shut them out, that's pretty big. However, on the other side, you got a defense that has been playing at a very high level the past 3 weeks, and with a shaky offense by the Patriots, I think it will be close this game. But like Tanner said, for the jersey, I'm going the Rams on this one, man. I really am. And I did think it was cool because I am a ham Cam Newton fan, and he's battled through a lot of adversity. But, with the Rams right now, I just think they got the hot seat.
All right. But I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going Rams. You have to throw more than 69 yards to beat the Rams. Chris?
So Chargers never showed up. I didn't see them on the field, but you know who's going to show up? The Rams.
There you go.
Okay. Very nice, everybody. Let's just go ahead and move on to the next game.
Real quick, and before you switch your picture, Chris,
Oh.
how do you guys feel about that LA Rams logo? Are you impressed with it? Do you think they could have gone a different way? Actually, it didn't.
Kind of looks weird, but I mean,
Hey, we're not Rams fans, so I guess we can let it go, huh?
it's better. Well, I don't have the new Chargers one, but it definitely looks better than the new Chargers.
My
logo.
dad is just a big Rams fan, and he and I are on the same page where it's like the logo is starting to just kind of grow on us a little bit. And, it's not anything where it's too bad. But whenever you take a look at, like, the former Rams logo, the nice, like, the one right before they made the switch, where it was, hang on, I just got the picture right here. So this one, look at the new one compared to this one, and it's like, this one is just so much better.
It goes harder. It definitely goes harder.
Yeah, it does. It definitely hits different.
I think it's the color scheme, bro.
It's the color scheme. There's no, like, silly LA or anything. It's straight to the point, and it looks good.
You know what I think? I think it could be is that the Rams had a budget moving to LA. And, when you move to LA, your budget goes pretty quick. And I think in St. Louis, minimum wage is a little lower. So they hired the artist for 2 hours there, where LA, they can only hire him for 1 hour. So that's probably what happened.
Fair enough. But let's go ahead and just go on to the next matchup. It is the first of the Sunday games, the 4-8 Denver Broncos heading on over to take on the 4-8 Carolina Panthers. And Chris, please break this one down.
Well, you guys already know that my boss is a Broncos fan. And when I saw this matchup, I was like, hey, think they're going to beat the Panthers? He's like, nope. So, when a Broncos fan tells you they're not going to win for the rest of the season, you kind of go with that. So I'm going to have to go with the Panthers because they're playing in Carolina, because the Broncos really haven't been playing the best of football at all. I mean, it's just not looking good for their season. I'm pretty sure they're kind of done for any playoff hopes.
Yep. Tanner?
I got told to pick the Broncos, but from what Chris just told me about the Panthers, and here's the thing, when I was looking up statistics online about this game, I think the Panthers are favored to win like 66% or something like that. That's a pretty big margin. Give me the Panthers.
I almost thought he was going to say, like, who would win in a fight, a Bronco or a Panther right there. I was waiting for it.
That's honestly a close one.
DJ, how about you? What's your pick, man?
I'm still unsure of who's even going to be playing quarterback for the Broncos. And also, there is a high probability that Christian McCaffrey could be back this upcoming week. So if that's the case, definitely the Panthers. If not, still the Panthers.
Okay, so the Panthers. Man, my gut is telling me the Panthers, but honestly, I'm just not that sure. And so, for the first time ever, I think this is a good enough game to allow Chance to pick my winner. Shall we? Heads will be Broncos and tails will be Panthers. Okay, I said tails were Panthers.
Yeah.
Okay, it came up tails, and it's actually a South Carolina quarter.
Oh, that's gotta mean something. That's gotta mean something.
Oh my God! All right,
I think it's the same side on each side. I think it's a tails all the way quarter. There's no heads on there.
Oh,
give me the Carolina Panthers to win this game. I'm sorry, Chris's boss.
Whew.
That was actually good.
That's definitely a chance just not wanting the Broncos to win.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get on into the next matchup. It's the 4-8 Houston Texans heading on over to Chicago to take on the 5-7 Bears. I'll be talking about this game, and really, both teams came super close to winning last week. The Texans narrowly beat the Colts. They were down in the Colts red zone whenever Deshaun Watson, I don't think it was his fault, but missed the snap and turned over the ball. Whereas the Bears, they also fumbled the ball and gave the victory to the Lions. Very similar things. However, the Bears just can't seem to get anything right. Their passing defense is fine, but even Deshaun Watson, who's missing out on his number one receiver, Will Fuller, he did great passing-wise against one of the better defenses for passing against the Colts. And one of the sound bites from Deshaun Watson after that game was, "I'm tired of losing. Shit hurts." And that to me says that he's angry. And so by him saying he's angry, I think that their pain's going to go away this week. I think the Texans are going to beat the Bears in Chicago. I just think they're a better team. Chris.
So before the show, I had actually was on Facebook scrolling through some stuff, and I saw this picture. Now, for the people who won't, it's kind of cut off, but
we're also in a podcast.
Yeah, it's for the people who are listening at home. It's the top 5 passing yards for each quarterback, or like who's in the top 5. So at number 1, we got our boy Patty Mahomes, but second, surprisingly, is Deshaun Watson. You know, that's saying something. And the Texans got a great defense, where the Lions, they, beat the Bears last week. Don't have a good defense. They don't have a good defense at all. So how they won that game, I will never know, but I'm just glad, sign the cross, whatever. Like, I definitely going to go with the Texans this week. I feel like you said, Deshaun Watson is pissed. He wants to win.
Yep, he sure does. Tanner, my boy, how's that tea?
It's great. It's peppermint tea. Peppermint green tea.
Oh.
But, yeah, it's pretty good. I got introduced to it last year. But so this game's kind of a tough spot. You have Texans. They're not really looking at the playoffs, but I think they want to get some games that they are going to win and take a thing. It's going to be a tight game, bro. I already see that, betting lines and how percentages are going. It's like 52-48. Like, this could be anybody's game, in my opinion. But if I had to call a winner, and that point you brought up about passing yards is actually really interesting. Give me the Texans.
Let's do it. And DJ, is it going to be a sweep?
Man, I love the idea of Deshaun Watson having this heroic comeback, because I do like Deshaun Watson. I know he's a good guy. He's a great ball player. Things have been really, really tough for the Texans in general, not just Deshaun Watson, But the whole thing with Bill O'Brien getting fired and whatnot, it's just like this is what happens. When your organization and your team has a bunch of stuff going on, it's not his fault. That they could have had a heroic win last season or last week. But things just didn't pan out the way that they wanted it to. Obviously, they lost. But watching Deshaun Watson play last week, he looked good. But there was a couple of times where he had the opportunity and he didn't get it done, and it's just been a rough season for him. So between them and the Bears, I think the Bears are going to take this one.
Ooh.
A little spicy there.
Because Ben's not here, I'm going to say this. Mitchell Trubisky is a hack, and he's no good.
Hey, there you go. Did you guys see what I put in the chat? My dad came up with a fun nickname for Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh, I saw that, but I forgot what it was. I think it was hilarious, too.
It was Mitchell Trubisky.
That's what it was. That was pretty good.
I do like that.
I thought that was great.
Hopefully that isn't the case for me this week because I have been a slippery slope in the picks, man. I've been sniffing paint since week 7.
It's okay. Let's just go ahead and move along to the next matchup. It is going to be the 3-9 Dallas Cowboys heading on up to take on the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 2-9-1. Chris, this was supposed to be Ben's pick, so hopefully you can break it down.
Okay, look, we got 2 very terrible teams playing. We got the Cowboys, who just have been a dumpster fire since Dak Prescott's been out. You also have the Bengals, who have been a dumpster fire all year, whether it was with or without Joe Burrow. But if I had to choose between these teams, and I was telling you about this, Nick, 2 out of the 3 people I asked said to go with the Cowboys. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys because I just feel that their defense is a little bit better than the offense can handle for the Bengals because their offensive line just sucks. I'm sorry. They suck, like, bad.
Yeah, they do. Tanner?
Cowboys still blow. Bengals blow. They both suck. But I'm gonna go with the Bengals. While I was looking at it online, I think actually, if I can quote myself correctly here, or was it Cowboys Bengals? There it is. Bengals are favored right now, according to ESPN's Football Power Index, 63.5% to 36.2%. So
Interesting.
So that's why I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Okay. Hopefully ESPN doesn't let you down.
They let me down a lot, but this is what I have to go off of. It's a second opinion other than my own, and I know my own opinion's wrong. So
okay. DJ.
Yeah, no disrespect, my boy Tanner, but you can't believe everything you read on the internet because you got 2 poo-butt teams going up against each other. And when you got 2 poo-butt teams, it's really hard to predict or say anything positive about them. So I'm just going off of, I don't even know, a Cowboy could, can lasso up a goal if he tried. I'm going Cowboys on this one.
Oh,
Howdy,
man.
On this picture.
And, oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm like thinking, and then I look down, and it's like, oh, yeah.
It's like thinking boobs. Okay.
Oh, man. Okay, so you know what? I will gosh. Who is the head coach? No, I'm not going to judge on who wins by who's more handsome. I'll go with who has a cheerleading team, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. But this does not get you guys into the conversation of winning the NFC East. That is going to either the Giants or the Washington football team. You guys are still trash.
Yeah.
Just had to make that abundantly clear for all of the Cowboy fans who watch this show.
Yep.
Okay. But let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. Do I look like a librarian to you guys?
A little bit, but you
A
know
little
what?
bit.
It works for you.
Well, thank you. The next matchup is the 9-3 Green Bay Packers heading on over to Detroit to take on their division rival, the 5-7 Lions. And DJ, because of that compliment, maybe you can talk about this one.
You can't seduce me with your librarian boyishly good looks, all right? Come on, man. I'm just kidding.
Boyish good looks.
Packers and Lions, this is a classic matchup. It would be even more of a classic matchup if the Lions had, somewhat of a worthy team to compete against the Packers. However, it is one of those rivalry games that you look forward to watch every year. So, nonetheless, I think it will be a good game. But considering that Aaron Rodgers, the 37-year-old freaking rocket arm quarterback, has surpassed 400 touchdowns, or the 400 touchdown club, I should say. I think it's going to be really hard for the Lions' super Pooba defense to hold them in any way. Because I mean, we've seen and we've talked about it all year. The Lions' losses that they've had have been absolutely disastrous. I didn't get to watch the Lions game, Lions against the Bears, as much as I had wanted to last weekend. So it was both teams were just it was a shootout game for two losery teams, and in those kinds of matchups it could be anybody's game. But for this one, I think it's going to be all Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams throughout the game. So I am going to go with the Pack. Oh, whoa. Didn't mean to put myself out there. Can't let my ruggedly handsome good looks go away for this podcast. And if I could find first my Munster cheese, because I love it so much. I just Costco bought a huge pack of this. It's like, it has to be like 7 pounds of cheese in my fridge right now. Bam, Packers.
Bam, Packers. All right. Well, I am also going to be going Packers, and it's just like you said. The Lions have doo-doo as their defense. So I'll take the cheeseheads. Chris?
So I'm going to do this one just for Ben because he's not here, but Aaron Rodgers is a hack. You got him, the ghost of Aaron Rodgers, out on the field against the poop butt team. That's for you, Ben, but this is for me. I don't know about you guys, but I love me some mozzarella sticks. I had some with my dinner today, so I'm going to have to go with the Green Bay Packers this week.
Nice. Did you have the mozzarella, the marinara sauce to dip in with it?
Yes, sir, I did.
I think that's a W for all of us right there.
Tanner.
Yeah, marinara actually sounds fire right now. Mozzarella sticks, that sounds good. But, if I had to pick between these two, I'd probably pick, Ben's second favorite team. So I'm probably going to go with the Packers.
So, fun fact, Aaron Rodgers is 16-5 against the Detroit Lions all time. And
Oh, my God.
I didn't know that. Damn.
I just looked it up. So is it really that big of a stretch to say Packers?
No, definitely not.
No, not the way that they're looking right now this season.
No, not the way they've been looking ever. Let's just go ahead and move on. The next matchup is going to be the 8-4 Tennessee Titans heading down to Duval to take on the 1-11 Jacksonville Jaguars. And Tanner, break this one down for us.
I mean, what can you say? You got the Titans 8-4 taking on the Jaguars 1-11, 1 win and 11 losses. They're the second worst team in the league, right in front of the Jets. We're going to rip on the Jets later, and I'm happy that I get to talk about them. But this is just so easy for me to pick. Like, you could tell Titans all day, favorite at 76%. I'm even surprised it's not even higher. There's one that's higher, but 76% favored to win. You got to give me the Titans, man. I would have to be sniffing paint, got a spoon with meth in it. I got to be doing everything right now if I wanted to pick the Jaguars. But I'm not, so I'm picking the Titans.
All right, there we go.
Okay. DJ, do you have that spoon of meth in your mouth?
You know what? If I did, I'd probably pick the Jets. But you know what? For me,
Not even playing in this game.
that's what I mean. I wouldn't even know what game we're talking about. But yeah, if I could find my picture, where is it? Damn it! All right. Well, you know what? I'm going Titans. That's who I'm going with.
Oh, man, very bold prediction of you, DJ. I would never go that way. Chris?
Well, I would never go that. Oh, wait, wrong team. They're like right next to each other, so I accidentally hit the wrong one. No, but I'm going Titans too. I may be drinking, but I'm definitely not sniffing paint or with a spoonful of meth.
You're not that drunk.
No, officer. I'm drunk.
I saw after I picked the Jaguars to beat the Browns 2 weeks ago. I looked at a stat this past week, and the Jaguars have the worst passing offense in the league, and they said that the pass like the worst passing rating in like the past 5 seasons or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like a really bad stat, and I was like, wow, I really had a bold prediction that they were going to beat the Browns 2 weeks ago, and they almost did, but that stat really woke me up.
So I also wanted to touch on this just a little bit. I am picking the Titans for the podcast listeners. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, they've been playing teams tough, at least for the last 2 weeks. So I don't think the Tennessee Titans should just look at it as almost like another bye week, because they gave the Vikings trouble, they gave the Browns trouble, and Titans, you just got your asses handed to you by the Browns. So you got to look out. But with that in mind, that ass whooping, let's go ahead and talk about a very important game to the AFC playoff picture. It's the number 1 seeded Kansas City Chiefs, who are 11-1, taking on, I believe, the 6th seeded Miami Dolphins, who are 8-4. And Chris, you're going to be talking about this one, buddy.
Look, I love my Dolphins, and the Chiefs are just handing L's to everyone. They're like, you get an L, here you go. Oh, you're next? Oh, here's your L. But like you, Nick, I'm going to take a chance. Now, for those that don't know me that well, I'm a very cultured man when it comes to memes, and one of my favorite memes is the Steven Crowder change my mind meme. So I want you guys to change my mind on why I shouldn't pick the Dolphins.
Are you challenging us to change your mind right now?
Because I was talking with some people at work, and they're saying that the Chiefs are a very beatable team. If you look at some of the teams that they played, they haven't really been winning them as big as they should.
Yeah.
It's definitely, you could see that against, the Raiders a couple weeks ago when it was, 27-24 or something like that.
It was 35-31.
Yeah, 35-31. So it's pretty, it's doable. And I just want you guys to change my mind on why I shouldn't pick the Dolphins to be the one team to hand them the second loss.
Sure. I'll try my best. You guys were losing to the Bengals at halftime, 7-6. That's all I got.
Okay, you know what? Never mind. That changes my mind already.
Was that with or without Joe Burrow?
That was without.
Yeah.
Brandon Allen was the starting quarterback, and he went 11 for 19, 153 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And then they threw in Ryan Finley, who went 6 for 7 and 40 yards. So that's still a high number of completions. Patrick Mahomes is going to just chop you guys up and serve you as sushi.
No more this week.
Yeah,
That'd be terrible, bro. Cutting up dolphins? That's awful.
it's illegal.
It's illegal too. Like,
I'm glad it is.
So, do you guys want to try to change his mind as well?
Hey, I think you should go Dolphins, bro. I'm trying to win a jersey. All right, you go, DJ.
All right. Okay, so are we back to our normal picks then?
yeah, I'm just gonna go KC.
I think DJ want to say something. DJ, go ahead, bro.
No, so I didn't mean to cut you off on that one. I mean, my one thing was just gonna say Patrick Mahomes. Well, you wanted me to change your mind, Patrick Mahomes, man. You're right. I mean, I think the Chiefs have a poo-butt defense, but it hasn't been the defense, winning or losing them games. It's been Patrick Mahomes. So that's it. Whether there's a minute and a half or 45 seconds or whatever it is, all the games to which fourth quarter Patrick Mahomes has come in and saved the day, he's done it. So that's the defining factor.
I think that was the defining factor for me changing my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Tanner, I'm guessing you're picking the Chiefs?
Yeah, easy.
Okay, and DJ Chiefs?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't put up my thing, but I will, even though I don't like the Chiefs logo to be around me.
You know what, Chris? I'm hoping I'm wrong. I genuinely am hoping that I'm wrong.
If we're all wrong, I'll be happy that we're all wrong.
Yeah,
You know
safe
what?
pick.
If we're all wrong, I'm going to hate it because the Raiders are on the bubble to get into the playoffs, and I need the Chiefs to win against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That way they could get in.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Just for this week, Chris.
Okay, you'll hate me later. Spoilers, but you'll hate me later.
Well, let's just try and hurry up and get to later, shall we? It's going to be the next matchup. It's the 6-6 Arizona Cardinals heading on over to New York to take on the 5-7 Giants. Like, what happened to the Giants? All of a sudden, they're decent. They're on a 5-game winning streak, I believe. This team is just doing amazing, even without Daniel Jones. I think it was Colt McCoy who was starting at quarterback for them this week and got his first win as a starter since 2014. The Arizona Cardinals have been on the opposite side of things. Ever since the Hail Murray, they haven't won a single game, and it was almost like them beating the Bills in Arizona, kind of like, that was it. You got the one big win, but now you were meant to lose. It's kind of like those Final Destination movies where you escape death, but now death is coming to get you. And, Kyler Murray, there's something wrong with his shoulder, and you could definitely see it whenever he plays. He's not throwing as well as he did at the start of the season. And for the Giants, their defense is a top 10 defense all around. So I'm very shocked to do this, but the dry rub is not going to survive in New York this week. I'm picking the Giants. And Chris, your pick.
You know what? I'm sorry, but the dry rub has kind of ran out this week. I forgot to pick up another bottle at my store. But yeah, I'm going with you. The Giants, man, they have surprised me a couple times. I was actually very surprised that they beat the Seahawks last week because they were just eating up freaking Russell Wilson, dude. They were eating him up like freaking breakfast.
Yeah. Tanner.
Giants are terrible, bro. They're on a five-game winning streak, but look, Cardinals going to come up, show up, and shut them out, bro. We cannot have the Giants and the Patriots in the same sentence fighting for the playoffs. I don't like that. I don't like to hear that at all. But I'm telling you, Giants are ass, bro. Give me the Cardinals.
I love that he's sticking to not picking the Giants ever since he picked them that one time. He's like, after that, I'm done.
Exactly. You'll never see it.
You'll never see it. DJ.
Yeah, I'm with them. Cardinals.
Oh,
There we go. There we go. We're
taking
moving
my
up
dry
on the
rub,
board.
huh?
Moving up on the board.
Absolutely not. I'm not convinced at all. I'm not convinced by the Giants. Colt McCoy, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry for the F-bomb, but, like, what the hell? I mean, man, for one, the Seahawks have one of the worst secondaries of all time. It wasn't like, Seahawks got blown out. Yeah, and the Seahawks just beat themselves. So,
Man. Well, now I kind of want to switch my pick, but I won't because the G-men are going to be walking away with this game.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, fun fact, this is the first time that Chris doesn't pick the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's shocking, but I don't got any dry rub this week, man.
Okay. Going just straight. She's just getting the meat sweats.
Yeah, I'm starting to get this meat sweats already.
Ooh, it's going to be spicy. Let's go ahead and talk about a fun game. It should also have big playoff implications. It's the Minnesota Vikings, who are 6-6, who currently hold the 7th seed in the NFC playoffs, taking on the team that's currently holding the 6th seed, the 7-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Tanner, talk to us about this game.
I'm trying to think of a way that Ben will talk about it because I'm trying to be as respectful as I can about this matchup here with it going on. But, if I was Ben, I'd say this. He would say, I hate Tom Brady. They're playing my boys. I know they're 6-6. We're in the playoff seed right now, but and then I would say something like, well, Ben, did you know that the Buccaneers are favored 77% to win over Minnesota Vikings? And he'd be like, oh, well, yeah, but he would pick the Vikings. I know he would pick the Vikings in his heart. Kirk Cousins. I mean, look, Dalvin Cook, bro, that guy's a superstar. That guy puts up a lot of points in my fantasy. I'm not making playoffs anymore, so it doesn't really matter to me. But Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, they're still amazing players. I'd be impressed to see what they're going to do against the Buccaneers. But for me, I'm going with the Buccaneers. You got the GOAT, greatest of all time, playing right now. He should be on this team, but hey, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So give me the Buccaneers, though.
All right. DJ.
Yeah, just the easy one. Buccaneers. They had a bye week, full week to rest. That defense is going to come back strong. I know they haven't been looking like their normal selves the past couple weeks. Also, with Brady having a week to kind of chill out, collect himself a little bit. Buccaneers.
Yeah, Tom Brady's coming off of a bye, and I'm sure he probably talked to Bruce Arians and said, hey, let's get this stuff together. And as a Saints fan, I don't want to see the Vikings in the playoffs. Thank you very much. Chris?
So, as I said a couple weeks ago, Tom Brady took Antonio Brown in the locker room, told him, like, don't do that again, whatever. He did that with the entire Tampa Bay team. I'm talking coaches, cheerleaders, everybody, freaking GM. He took them all into the locker room and said, hey, let's stop losing, okay? I don't like losing. We're 7-5. We should be, 12-0, okay? And then he kissed each individual person on the forehead and said, let's get this win. And that's what happened, and that's why they're going to win.
A lot of kisses.
I'm glad you specified the forehead because I was going to say open or closed mouth kisses.
The whole team's going to sit out for 2 weeks, bro. Everybody.
This is not the right time to be handing out kisses.
No, not at all.
But speaking of the right time, it might be the right time to strike with this next game. It is another game that has huge playoff implications for the AFC. It's the current 7th seed, the 8-4 Indianapolis Colts, heading on over to Vegas to take on the 8th seed. So currently sitting just outside of the bubble, the 7-5 Raiders. And DJ, break it down for us.
Oh man, this is the Raiders season right now. This is it. You know, I looked at a lot of things regarding the playoff pictures for all the Raiders, Colts, and also the Dolphins, who are having, you know, a really big three-way tie kind of situation to be on the bubble or in the playoffs prime spot. But you know, you got the Colts. They have a stout defense. Phillip Rivers looking a little shaky, injured his foot. You know, but with Justin Taylor, the rookie, stepping up, having a couple of games, and especially a hell of a game last week. You know, they're looking like they're in the right spot to make a strong push for the playoffs. On the other hand, you have the Raiders. Man, we've been injured. You know, last week we were missing Josh Jacobs, our number one running back, Jonathan Abrams, our strong safety who brings the wood every game, you know, and a couple other guys, Malik Collins, defensive lineman. But this week with the Raiders, we get a couple guys back. You know, we had a couple floppy games against the Jets, and also that insane blowout from given to us by the Atlanta Falcons. So this is going to be a really, really big test of which team wants to be on the outside looking in or be ready for the show. And with still some questions lingering about around Josh Jacobs being healthy for the game come Sunday, you know, it's a really big question mark. So we don't know. However, I feel like it's going to be a really fun game to watch. This is going to be the 29th time that Phillip Rivers has faced the Raiders in his season. And I think being with a new team, he's going to want to, you know, live out that tradition of getting wins more so than losses on the Raiders. And with that, I say the Raiders are coming after them. They're not going to let them freaking step on their toes on the Colts. New team, blah, 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 better defense now. No. The Raiders are going to come in. They're going to handle business, even if whether or not Josh Jacobs is ready to roll. I hope he is because he's on my fantasy team. But it's going to be Raiders, baby. They want this. John Gruden has our boys focused and ready to go.
Okay. And let me rebuttal this by saying they're the better team. They have the better defense. I'm sorry, DJ. I don't want to pick them. I don't want to. They nearly lost to the Texans, but I can't deny how the Raiders have been playing the last couple of weeks. Again, this is one of those games where I hope I'm wrong.
How dare you do this to me, Nick? I can't believe you. You know what? You're in first place. You could sacrifice a win for me on this one. I need all the positive energy I can get, all right?
I'm so ashamed. I don't deserve a camera.
I'm just kidding. I respect the decision. It only brings a little bit more heat to, I hope, that lights a fire under the Raiders to get this win, man. Damn it.
They need to. They need to put up or shut up. Chris.
DJ, you remember how I told you that you were going to be mad at me later on?
Don't tell me, Chris.
So, unfortunately, with that almost loss to the Jets of all teams, this is going to be Derek Carr after he gets spanked by the Colts.
Hey, DJ, is Josh Jacobs coming back?
I follow him on Instagram, and I know this sounds kind of classic to give an insider perspective, but he was like on his Instagram story was opening some like a gift or something like that at his house, and he was wearing his Gucci sandals and on one of those like hoverboard things, and I'm like, what the hell, dude? I'm like, you have a banged up ankle and you're on a hoverboard? Like, he was like opening up a gift on his hoverboard. So I think that's a big, clear indication that maybe today was a rest day. That's why he didn't practice. and either Thursday or Friday he'll be ready to go, because you don't just stand on a hoverboard if you have a hurt ankle, because if you fall off and you injure your ankle more, then what the fuck, you know? So I'm hoping, at least that's what I read in my head, or maybe it's wishful thinking, but I don't know. That's what I saw via Instagram. So I'm going off of that.
I want to change my pick. I'm going Raiders, and it's one of the big deciding factors is the Raiders are expecting to get Josh Jacobs back and Trent Brown, but also, Chris, you and I have picked all the same picks this week, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and make sure that it's a little bit exciting. So, DJ, I'm right there with you, buddy. Tanner?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, if you didn't tell me that, I was probably gonna switch teams too. But I'll stick with the Colts. I'll stick with the Colts.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, Tanner?
This is interesting. Nobody's kind of brought it up. We think about it. This is almost like a Chargers game in disguise. You got Old Man Rivers playing the Raiders. This is like a Chargers game in disguise. This is like almost a rivalry, if you could call it one. But, like, you know, this is a really, really tough decision for me to make. I was going back and forth, looking at a lot of stuff on my phone, talking, and my legal counsel, Brendan, he's a Colts fan, so I have to take things he says about the Colts with a little bit of grain of salt. You know, because obviously it comes with a bias. Raiders are favored to win 52 over 48. They're favored to win right now against the Colts.
They're favored. Wow, okay.
They're favored to win. According to ESPN, they're favored to win right now. But when you have a margin of 2%, I almost like to call it anybody's game. This could go either way. Because this means, like you were saying, DJ, like this is a big playoff picture, big win. I doubted the Colts last week, and I don't want to do them again. I'm not saying that the Raiders can't do it. I'm just saying in this game it could be a toss-up, and I feel like it could go towards the Colts. However, in my heart, I want the Raiders to win, but my body wants the jersey. So I'm going the Colts.
I feel that.
Okay. 50-50. Ben will decide who wins this game. Okay, but let's go ahead and jump into the next game, if you want to call it that. This has
Do we
zero.
really even need to talk about this one?
We do. There's something important I want to talk about.
Oh, okay.
All right. It's the 0-12 New York Jets taking on the 8-4 Seattle Seahawks. And Tanner, begin the shit posting.
You sound like those people at graduations when they've read like 500 names and they're over it. They're just like, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, look, you have the greatest of all time. You have the Jets taking on the Seahawks. No, I'm just kidding. They're 0-12 right now. But look, you're looking at, like I was talking about earlier, you know how I said about percentages? I was talking about the Titans versus Jaguars. The Titans were favored 76%. The Seahawks are favored 86.1% over the Jets right now. And Jets are going to end up, unfortunately, being 0-13. And the reason why I'm going to say is not, well, they're a bad team, but did y'all hear what happened after the Raiders game?
What happened?
They fired their defensive coordinator. They fired him after blowing the game. After blowing the game with that call. I don't know why you would do that. You just can't pick on Madden. I don't know why you didn't pick cover 2, cover 3. That would have been a different game. But for some reason he decided to rush. So there's that and blitz. So, but Seahawks all day, and I think we can make this one nice and quick. Is anyone picking the Jets?
No.
No.
No. Okay. I'm
No.
picking Seahawks. So Seahawks sweep.
Seahawks sweep. I'm just wanting to get my little picture in there and this little bird. I like your guys' better.
I did want to ask, what's up, all you Jets fans? Are your balls hurting right now that Derek Carr threw a freaking bomb in the last seconds of the game for a win and to keep the playoff spot alive? Probably. But none of you are listening to my podcast or something like that. But when it does surface, when we all get famous, you'll remember.
Okay, just because I know we're trying to keep it short, but I do want to ask you guys, does Trevor Lawrence pull a power move and kind of do what Eli Manning did? I think he should. I don't think going to the Jets is the right organization. It'll be like the Cincinnati Bengals. The O-line will kill him.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but it's like, dude, they're gonna get everyone is fired after this season. We don't see it yet because it's like it causes a lot of controversy mid-season. Even if they are 0-12, but yeah, like everyone is fired after the season. They just fired, I think his name's Greg Williams, for an all-out blitz with 30 seconds. Like, it's like, what the hell? I honestly, in my opinion, because he made that play, which don't want to discredit the Raiders for having a beautifully like textbook blitz pickup, because it really was. If you watch the play, everyone picked up every blocker. Like, sending 8 guys, there is a probability that one of them could at least disrupt the throw from Derek Carr. But, yeah, I feel like that was a planned play on that guy's part of like, dude, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? His son was the assistant defensive coordinator. He's like, I want to go somewhere else. Because that guy is actually he's been in the league for years, and he's a really good defensive coordinator. So, in my head, because of that call, I feel like he probably knew what he was doing.
I don't like him. Bountygate. That's all I'm going to say on that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup, shall we? It is going to be the 4-8 Atlanta Falcons heading on over to take on the 3-9 recently eliminated LA Chargers. And Chris, you're going to break this game down for us.
Look, I'm going to bring this thing back up, this picture of top 5 quarterbacks with passing yards. And surprisingly enough, my man Matt Ryan is number 4, just behind Patty Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, and Russell Wilson. And you know what? Are the Chargers even considered a team? Are they kind of down there with the Jets and the Jaguars? I feel like they are. They didn't even show up last week. Patriots just trampled all over them. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons this week for probably the first time in forever.
Tanner, look alive, man.
I am looking alive. I'm just doing some last minute thinking about these picks here. As always, last minute over here.
It looks really suggestive of what you're doing because, like, your nose is down and then immediately you're covering it.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me do that again. All right, guys. I'm ready to go here. All right. This one's a little different. I got to make sure I read this one right. I got my glasses on, got them out. Got to make sure I'm reading this right. Give me Justin Herbert. Give me the Chargers.
Okay.
And the reason I'm saying that, this is my upset of the week. Again, it is kind of it could be anybody's game. Obviously, they got blown out by the Patriots. I didn't even think they really even came to play the game, to be honest with you. 45-0. They knew who they were playing, so I think it almost could have been a little bit of a bye week for them. Could have been a scrimmage, if you want to call it that. So I think Justin Herbert would do it. I know you said Matt Ryan is number 4 leading for passing yards right now, but I got some faith in the Chargers that they're going to do it. Even though they're eliminated, I think they still want to prove to people that they can do something. So give me the Chargers.
Okay, DJ.
Dude, how many times do I have to pick the Chargers in order for them to get a freaking win? God damn it. Like two more poo butt teams. Like, just please, come on, Chargers. Fuck. Give me one.
Wow, I wasn't expecting these picks to go this way, but when you get embarrassed, you get back up. And I think that this is going to be a shootout, and I hope it's nationally broadcasted because I think it's going to go just like touchdown here, touchdown there. Both teams, no defenses. Let's have a repeat of Super Bowl 52 where it's just like score on every drive.
Yeah, true. And honestly, it's like, dude, I like Anthony Lynn, the head coach for the Chargers,
Yeah,
like,
he could be released if he doesn't win.
I know. Yeah, well, that, and it's like, is it really his fault that, they lost all those super close games? I mean, hey, like we said it, they competed with the Chiefs earlier on in the season and almost got that dub, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm thinking that there's some promise to the Chargers, and even though I'm a Raiders fan, I feel like all my hatred has turned on the Chiefs and has kind of picked up some more support with the Chargers. So I'm thinking that they're going to do something.
Okay. And one of those teams that, the Chargers almost beat is going to be our next game. It is the 10-2 New Orleans Saints, who just locked up a playoff position in the NFC, heading over to take on the 3-8-1 Philadelphia Eagles. And I will be talking about that game, and there's stuff to actually talk about. So Drew Brees is eligible to return this week. We should know Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. However, that does not mean that he's going to play, so it could still be Taysom Hill. I'm hoping that's still Taysom Hill. Our defense, the New Orleans Saints defense, is currently just playing out of their minds, and they did this last season as well. Whenever Drew Brees went down and Teddy Bridgewater was the starting quarterback, they just elevated their play. And so I really like it. The defense has been carrying us a lot. On the Eagles side, they don't have a defense really. Everybody seems to have just clocked out. There was talks about getting Carson Wentz out of there and putting in Jalen Hurts, the guy they drafted in the second round, and they finally got their wish for Jalen Hurts to start. However, he's going to be starting against the Saints, and we saw how well a brand new starting quarterback fares against the Saints defense when Colton Hinton, I believe his name was, for the Broncos. We saw how well that worked out. Jalen Hurts, he had one good touchdown throw, and then a couple of all right throws, and then after that just crumbled. And it's because the Eagles don't have an offensive line. So as much as I want to give praise to the Eagles, I only see it going one way, unfortunately. Doesn't matter who the Saints are starting at quarterback. I think the Saints are probably going to take this matchup. And Chris, tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh, you're not wrong. But I just want to say that, and for the people who are at home listening to this podcast on Anchor or whatever other Spotify kind of thing.
Apple, Spotify.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is a golden trash bag amongst other trash bags. So where they think that he's going to be any better than Carson Wentz, they're sadly mistaken. Carson Wentz is a hack. That one's for you, Ben. But I'm going to have to go with the Saints. There's no freaking way I'm going to be picking the Eagles the rest of the season unless they're playing the Jets. Maybe.
Okay. Tanner.
I wouldn't even call it a gold trash bag, bro. It's just all regular black trash bag. There's nothing special going on there. Give me the Saints. Make it easy. I'm sorry, Philadelphia. I'm sorry.
And DJ, knock if you're with me. Hey, there it is.
And I will say the fact that Jalen Hurts finally gets a shot. I was talking all this smack in the beginning of the season, like, oh, I would draft Jalen Hurts, early and blah, blah, blah. He's going to, probably get in there sometime soon, as a starter, and finally gets his time to shine. So he proved me right to all my friends.
Nice. It's good to be right.
All three of them.
Let's just go ahead and move along to the next matchup since we're coming up on the 1 hour mark. It is the 5-7 Washington football team taking on the 5-7 49ers. And DJ, you're going to be talking about this suddenly exciting game.
Hey, you know what? I know both of these teams have trash records right now, but one of which 49ers have been injury-ridden pretty much all season. The other, young team just had Alex Smith step up. And, I mean, hey, I want to take this time to just give Alex Smith the credit that he deserves. You got to pay credit when due for battling such a roller coaster from his injury-ridden seasons the past couple years. like a Joe Theismann style. Not only did he come back, but he's also been playing at a good level, not a very high level, but he did knock down the Steelers last week, and I feel like that speaks volumes. Washington Redskins defense has been balling out. Montez Sweat, Chase Young just running after the QB, making things happen. So, hey, things are clicking for the Washington football team. Did I say the team name that I shouldn't be saying?
I didn't hear it.
Well, I don't know what you just said, bro.
Okay, well.
I heard everything.
You did? Okay, cool. Just I wasn't sure because I went on a rant, so I kind of blacked out back there. Anyways, yeah, and then you got the 49ers, which, I mean, hey, they got a couple good key pieces to their defense back as well. And also Brandon Ayuk came in last week and just balled out. So it's really going to be a toss-up. And the only thing that I have to say about this game is that it's going to be a defensive stand who comes out with victory. And for me, I think it's going to be the Washington football team.
Oh man, I don't feel comfortable making this pick. Just because I am very impressed with how the Washington football team played against the Steelers. And the 49ers, they got embarrassed. Who did they play last week? I know
The Bills.
They played the Bills, got embarrassed in their new home of Arizona. And this might bite me in the butt, but I think I'm going to pick the 49ers, and it's just because Washington, they beat the undefeated team. They're going to be up here. I don't want them to just kind of like ride the high, So I'm kind of hoping Washington wins, but I think 49ers are going to take advantage of them being on that high. Chris?
Man, I'm going to go with the Washington football team. I think after – I actually had messaged my buddy Mikey a couple minutes before we went – or like before I joined the Zoom call, and I told him, I was like, hey, sorry to say, but I'm not picking your team this weekend. He's like, yeah, neither – I wouldn't pick them either. So that was good enough for me, for a hardcore Niners fan to say, yeah, I'm totally fine with you picking the Washington football team over the 49ers.
I like it. Okay. Tanner?
I could be the tiebreaker here. I could be down at 50, but I was looking at some stuff. According to Power Index, San Francisco 66.7% favored over Washington. However, I got told to pick Washington. So it goes back and forth on it. But go either way. I mean, look, they beat the Steelers, bro. But look, we can all agree that the Steelers, they're not a bad team. They're decent. They're actually a good team. They've just had a very easy schedule this year, and that's why they're at the record they're at, which is 11-1. Odd that Washington's the one that gave them the 1L. But that could mean something's coming up. I don't know if I've ever picked them, bro, but I'm going to go with Washington.
Ooh. So I
don't
am an
know.
outlier.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever picked them.
Actually,
But
hold on. Let me double check that, because Ben did send in his picks, but we'll go over them after I know. Yeah, you are the outlier.
Oh, no. Okay, well, Tanner.
That might be a good thing for you. And wait, before we move on to this game, hey, put your thing back on. Chris, put your background back on.
I do like his for the Washington football team. I like that.
I was gonna say, I feel like I'm in an old Western movie or something like that. It kind of pop a little bit,
For me, it looks like Tomorrowland at Disney, like Tomorrowland. Just kind of, I don't know.
I'm not a fan of that.
Oh, you're not?
I'm not a fan of theme parks, bro.
Oh, okay. But Tanner, you have picked the football team twice.
Yes, sir. Oh, I have twice. Okay. Is this going to be the second time or the third time?
Third.
This will be the third time. Okay, yeah. See, I barely remember picking them. But, yeah, no. My thing about Disneyland, I'll say it very quickly, very short and sweet. If I wanted to walk around where there was popcorn littered on the ground, people were crying all the time, I'd go to a Cars movie. At the end of a Cars movie where all the kids are crying, or Toy Story or something. I don't need to spend $100 to stand there.
Nope. Nope. Uh, let's go ahead and talk about some kids who might actually be crying right now. Again, a big playoff implication game in the AFC. It's the number one seeded Pittsburgh Steelers, who we just discussed, lost for the first time last week, so now they're 11-1, taking on the 3 seed, the 9-3 Buffalo Bills. And DJ, talk to us.
Hey, you know what? I gotta tell you, and going off of what Tanner said, the Steelers are trying to be like Disney and take over the world. What other, companies out there that can just, cash out and buy Fox Studios? You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, I have no real background of where I was going with that, but the Steelers fell short of a perfect season. And I think a lot of that has to do with the Steelers playing 3 games in like 15 days. A lot of weird stuff going on with COVID and games being played on Tuesday and then, Monday, and then they have a Sunday game. It was a perfect recipe for Washington to beat them last week. So I think the Steelers are a little bit pissed off in that regard. They were even mentioning, some players were mentioning, hey, it's all good that we have to play games on such short weeks, but, when we get to the Super Bowl, they better roll out the red carpet. So that was a big statement, but also pointed in the direction that, these guys are playing football like on half weeks, week in, week out, and that's really tough to do. So in that regard, with a very good Bills defense and also an electrifying quarterback, Josh Allen, I think they're really going to show up and try to stick it to the Steelers. Steelers has a playoff spot locked in. They're trying to rest their guys. I don't think that they're very worried about this game to where I think that they might get their second loss. I'm going Bills.
Ooh, okay. I've been thinking about this analogy that I wanted to do. In one of those like 1950 cartoons, like a Disney cartoon, there's a submarine, right? And there's a hole that just pops up in the submarine, and somebody's like, "Oh, I'll just stick a finger right in there and stop all the water from coming in." But then there's a second hole, and so I'll just use my other finger, and then just so many new holes start popping up, and they can't cover it all until just one giant hole bursts, right? I feel like that's what's happening to the Steelers. Like we started to see, like the first game that comes to mind is the Steelers and Cowboys, where they had to throw that the Cowboys threw a Hail Mary at the very end and it got intercepted. That was the first hole. Then narrowly losing. And I think last week, losing to the football team just kind of like opened it up and let the floodgates in. And I think that, DJ, I think you're right. I think the Bills are going to take this matchup. Chris?
Look, the Steelers are sneaky good or sneaky bad. I think it was that you told me in a private DM. And you know what? The Bills are playing good. They're playing good. I doubted them last week against the 49ers. That was a bad mistake. It just I think the floodgates are gonna finally open against the Bills. They're gonna open freaking and they're gonna drown. I'm sorry to say, but they're gonna drown.
All right, and Tanner.
Like when we're talking about it, I mean the Bills they're really good, and I like that analogy you're talking about with the Steelers. They got 1 hole, 2 hole. They could probably plug up about 11 holes before the big hole burst out. But like, they here's something I gotta say about it though is if we all go against the worst team, because we go against the Jets and we say, oh, they're terrible, they're the last team. Why will we not root for the number 1 team? So I'm picking the Steelers.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
I think that was just a one little slip up. Maybe they got caught off guard because, I mean, like, when you win so much, sometimes you get caught off guard. You let your guard down, but now they said, oh, well, we lost a game now. We lost to one of the worst teams. We got to start showing fans what we're made of. Even though the Steelers are not the greatest team, I think they, again, have the easiest schedule of history ever to become the number 1 seed and, kind of cheat their way in through the playoffs. I still think the Steelers are going to do it against the Bills. It's going to be a hard team. It's going to be a hard game, but I'm picking the Steelers.
I like it. But let's go ahead and talk about the last game. It's the Monday night game. Also has huge AFC playoff implications. It is currently the team holding the 9 seed, so they're outside of the playoffs. The 7-5 Baltimore Ravens heading over to take on the 5th seed Cleveland Browns, who are 9-3. Tanner, break this one down for us.
All right, so I gotta say it like this about this game. Look, it is tough. It is tough because, like you said, you had it going on with the seeds. You had the Ravens are at top. You have the Browns. Look, I'm not impressed by any means of the Ravens beating the Cowboys. I think we all saw that from our Cowboys. But Cowboys put up 17 points on them. They put up 17 points on the Ravens. And I watched that game. Lamar Jackson, as soon as the O-line started broke, he just ran around. He got another 10 yards, another 15 yards. He was all over that run game, right? But that's the Cowboys. He's playing the Browns. And I think if we're going to talk about any overrated team, I think it's going to be the Ravens. But the weird thing is that the Ravens are favored 65%, 65.9% over 33.9% on the Browns. Now, in my own view, I think the Browns are going to do it because, one, I need my boys to sneak in the playoffs. So give me the Browns, though. That's all I'm going to say is give me the Browns. I might eat my words for this. I might even fall down deeper into the last place hole that I've been in for so many weeks. I'm in the gulag down here, and I'm trying to get out. So I'm fighting my way out of here. But let's go with the Browns.
Okay. And DJ?
Man, I loved what you were saying, but I don't even care that the Browns beat the Titans. The Browns did really make me eat my words from last week. I was saying, who did they beat? Who did they did? Oh, this and that. Can Baker Mayfield pull it off? Blah, blah, blah. And they did, so they shut me up. But then, I also watched the Ravens Dallas game, and they look pretty good. So I think it's going to be a tough matchup. But I think it's going Ravens. Even though I don't want them to, because I need them to lose for the Raiders to stay at top of the race. But I think it's going to be the Ravens. And if I have to cry every night because the Raiders don't make the playoffs, maybe I'll have a jersey to cry with. So that's why I'm going with it.
Oh, I might give you some ground right here, DJ, but I'm going Browns. They need to show that they can beat the Ravens. The Ravens are their Achilles heel. They need to do this. And they beat the Titans, so they're going to be feeling good about themselves. Keep it rolling. Ravens, yes, they're looking good, but they haven't looked great like they did at the start of the season. The iron is hot. Chris, wrap this up for us, buddy.
Look, I know Des Bryant is part of the Ravens, and you know what? Good for him. He actually caught something last week. It was the Rona. So.
Oh no!
Oh, that's terrible to wish on somebody.
I mean,
that's terrible.
I'm sorry. I hope he gets well and everything. But I was saving that one up all day. I saw that yesterday, but yeah. And you know what? For meme's sake, if you guys don't know this meme, where some soccer player, I think he's sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit, and that's the Ravens this whole entire season. That's them. So I'm going with the Browns. Give me the Browns.
Hey, let's do it. Let's get DJ in the playoffs. All right. Well, that is going to do it for our picks, but I think you were saying that Ben sent in his picks.
Oh, yeah. So he chose the Rams, the Titans, the Vikings, the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Texans, Giants, Bengals, Colts, Seahawks, Packers, Falcons. So I'm not by myself this week. Thank you, Ben. Washington, Saints, Bills, and Browns.
Goodness gracious. He didn't follow the template at all.
No, he did not.
Okay, well, those are his picks. We just gave you our picks. If you guys are still watching the video or listening on Anchor at this point, I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot to me that you guys are tuning in and watching our show. We spend a lot of time doing this, doing a little bit of research here and there, and just trying to make it funny for everybody. So thank you so much. Guys, do you have any parting words you'd like to say?
Stay tuned for week 16.
Don't say it. Don't
I'm
say it.
not going to spoil it, but stay
We
tuned
gotta-
for week 16.
Got a Christmas special coming up, you guys. Make sure you don't miss the Christmas special.
We do.
But anyways, thank you all for watching or listening if you're still here. I hope I'm wrong about the Rams. I really, really hope I'm wrong about the Rams, but in interest of the jersey, I gotta hope that the Rams are there. But if I had to choose, I want the Patriots to win. But on the board, I'm picking the Rams because the Dolphins are in the playoff, are looking good for the playoff picture, and the Patriots aren't. And I'm not knocking on the Dolphins, Chris. I'm not knocking at all. But I'm just saying, for these past couple of years, they have flipped spots.
If somehow the Dolphins win, I will be happy to be wrong for the first time in quite a while, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
just for all the viewers out there, if the Raiders lose this week, don't mind me when you tune in because I'm just going to be crying through every podcast from here on out. And, just drinking myself to sleep with my Tecates. Just kidding. Everything's going to be all right because we got this. But thank you guys for watching. Rock on.
And that's the final score. Thank you and good night.